Well, welcome to On the Scene with Patricia McDougall, celebrity photographer, and celebrity Jan Duplain, and celebrity Chintana, and a new celebrity on the house today, Josh. Right. So we have a full program for you today, and so I'm gonna get started. And I'm gonna hand it right over to Jan. How about that?
Thank you, Patricia. And for everybody, this is Palm Sunday. It is a special day. So I've got my Easter bonnets and my furs and all of that. So anyway, welcome to all of us. Yes, today on our end, I want to focus in on the Asian American. So much is done for the Hispanic today. So much is done for the African American, and the group, the community that does not get as much attention has been the Asian American.
Especially from a media representation point of view. I mean, from other ways, we can talk about how our different communities have progressed in society in different ways, but specifically around media representation, we can turn on the TV, and with the recent Oscar So White, where diversity has become such an issue, certainly African Americans are not represented as well as they could be in Hollywood, certainly for the Latino and Latina community. But with Asian Americans, we're virtually impossible to find. We're invisible. And on television, it's become a very groundbreaking situation in the last year, literally. Wow. In 2015, something amazing happened, and that was 2 shows that were focused about Asian American families became sitcoms on a network TV station that was on ABC. And to give a little bit of context, since TV's been on the air, there's only been 2 others, and neither of which had succeeded. The first one was with Pat Morita, if you guys remember, the man who played Mr. Miyagi as Karate Kid before he was Mr. Miyagi. Yes. He had a groundbreaking sitcom called Mr. T and Tina, and he was the lead. It was an Asian American situation comedy. It lasted less than a season, did not succeed. 20 years later, Margaret Cho came along, and her show, All American Girl, made it to the air. It lasted 1 season, and it was called a failure. And it took another 20 years for another Asian American show to come on the air. And that was Fresh Off the Boat in early 2015. And then the unprecedented thing that happened was that a second one came on later on in 2015 in the fall season with Dr. Ken. So what you're seeing now is I recently had moderated a panel with for Chinese New Year. There was a first time that Chinese New Year was depicted in a network TV show, and it was because of Fresh Off the Boat, a show that's about Asian Americans. Doesn't just have an Asian American face, but where the story is really centered around an Asian American family. And it was the first time that Chinese New Year was as a holiday on TV, because we see Thanksgiving episodes and Christmas episodes and even the Valentine's Day, right? For a lot of Chinese Americans and Asian Americans, they celebrate a holiday that's not celebrated here. So because the show, it's organic to the show to talk about Chinese New Year, they did the first Chinese New Year episode on Fresh Off the Boat, and that was just last month, and I had moderated a panel with the stars and the executive producer.
Wow, awesome. In a nutshell, that's a lot, Jan. Boy, I'm impressed.
Well, this is my brilliant, beautiful daughter. She lives in California, recent mother.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're spending the morning looking at pictures of little Spencer, who is going to be part of my life. But anyway, Jocelyn Wang is an extraordinary woman, as you can see, and can certainly speak for herself. She's a digital entrepreneur, and she is the CEO of the popular collaborative online publication 8asians.com, which features original diverse commentary by Asians, Chintana, and from around the world. Okay, everything that we do today is going to be around the world, and so. That's true. But one of the great things is that you acquired MetBlogs, which is an entire international network consisting of over 50 sites worldwide. You're the publisher, you're the CEO, you're the owner. Tell us just 2 words about MetBlogs.
It's literally a network of blogs of people who are writing about their local cities. So there's 50 cities from around the world in every continent that's represented except for Antarctica. We have websites of bloggers just talking about what's going on in their city, on the scene for each city, local bloggers talking from their own voices about what's meaningful to them and what's important to them in the places that they live.
Awesome.
And as a result of that, she won the first V3 Voice Award for giving voice to Asian Americans and helping others find their voices online. that is so important. Vision, visibility, voice.
Yeah, those three things are really critical in our community as Asian Americans, certainly in other communities as well. But when we talk about things like media representation and just visibility of Asian Americans, I think that the issue with a lot of Asian Americans is that there is such invisibilities. We don't have a ton of us here in terms of numbers, but we're still here. For many of us, generations of families have been here, and yet our stories are not told, in the media. We don't see movies unless they're imported from foreign countries, and those are not necessarily our stories. My family comes from Taiwan, but I was born here in the United States. I was raised here in the United States. I consider myself Taiwanese American, but I've never had the experience of really living in Taiwan beyond going there for a summer vacation or two.
Wow.
So,
sounds like me.
So
being a Belizean, yeah,
Thailand.
And I have to add on to what you just mentioned, because I'm a Thai American here in America, and we have heard a lot of challenging that a lot of younger generation and older generation, there is a big gap between. Yes. So I think the more media, the more story that we add out to the media, so we can bring that gap together.
Absolutely, and what you said is really important. It's about younger generations, because I know growing up and watching TV and pop culture is such a big part of our lives. Right. Media is such a big part of our lives. When you watch TV and you don't see yourself ever on TV, you wonder, do I exist? Am I meaningful?
Right.
Where do I fit in this world as I'm trying to figure out where I fit in this society, in this world? And when you're literally invisible, you feel unimportant.
That's correct.
And when you don't see your stories being told, you feel like your life and the things that you think are valuable are not valuable to other people.
Correct.
And perhaps that may be true to a certain degree, but there's an entire structure of media that the entertainment industry is changing,
right? And
they've been put on notice time and time again every year with those Oscars and throughout the year that, hey, this is not acceptable for everything that's being depicted out in the mass media, especially through Hollywood films and in television, which are broadcast and put into our homes, to not look like the realities that a lot of us are living.
Right.
Wow,
because
amazing.
remember to bring back some of a very serious topic. Remember a few years back, the shooting that happened in Virginia Tech.
Yes.
That was a Korean American.
Yes.
And I have some experience about that some certain group people has started condition Asian American label a certain way, which is impact younger generation.
It's really difficult. Whenever there's, I hate to admit this, but it's absolutely true. Whenever there's a mass shooting and it's like, oh no, who's the perpetrator, right? Because that's the first thing everybody wants to know, who did it, right?
Right.
And when Virginia Tech happened, I remember the description was Asian or Asian American male. That's all we knew, right? And I run another site, which is called 8asians.com. We are a collaborative group of bloggers who are writing about issues for Asians and Asian Americans, for primarily here in the United States, but also around the world. And when that happened, that was actually a big thing for our site, because I had a friend who lived on campus at Virginia Tech. She was on lockdown, and she and I were IMing while she was stuck in her dorm. And so she was hearing certain things from like the school. We were hearing things from like literally CNN and all the TV networks, right? And all we heard was Asian American male. And the funny thing was, which is not funny, was there was an image of an Asian or an Asian American man being on the ground, kind of like being tackled or being pinned down by policemen. And it was kind of being shown on the screens of TV without context. It's like, who is this person getting arrested?
Right.
So it was the implication, like all they've been saying all day is an Asian man is the perpetrator. You see police, so you're putting pieces together. I knew from my friend who was in the dorm who saw that picture, she said, oh my goodness, that's my friend. He's a photographer. The only thing he's guilty of shooting is pictures. And because of 8 Asians, I actually put a blog post up immediately, and I said, I know who this person is, and it is not the shooter, because he went out after the fact as a student news reporter to go get photographs. So I just was so angered, like the only time Asians are mentioned, like in the national scene, is when something horrific happened, and then they're showing pictures and not giving context and not being, not being good journalists, frankly. And I was really angered by that situation.
All right, well thank you.
You are making a difference. I just want to say bravo to Jaws, and we're so fortunate to have her here today because she was flown back wined and dined in Baltimore to be one of the keynote speakers, and she said, "I'm going to come over and be on the scene."
Thank you so much for coming on the scene.
We'll be hearing a lot about her.
Yes.
And I know you and
Definitely love to
Chintana
collaborate
will
with you on some of the platforms that we are working here.
Yes.
With On the Scene and Empower Imagination
Right.
platform.
We'll put you on Skype next time.
Yes,
we'll
we
put you
will.
on Skype.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Can we? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We didn't get a chance to talk real quick, but I do
yeah.
a thing for the Dr. Ken show, the second Asian American show that's on the air right now.
Wow. Tell them where they can find you real briefly.
Yeah, so the season of Dr. Ken is just about to wrap up. I do the post show online. It's called Post Show and Tell with Dr. Ken. And every week we recap the episode that we just saw on the air.
Okay.
And I do interviews on the set with the cast and crew of the show.
Wow.
So you can go on YouTube and you can search Dr. Ken Post Show and see what we're up to.
Was that the show? Was that the
Yeah.
picture we
We can
showed?
show a little.
Can we show those pictures real quick back
Well, we can show the
right, that one?
pictures, and if you have time for the clip at another point,
We
you
won't have time. We're out of
Oh,
time
no,
for
no
that.
problem.
Yeah, but we can show it another time.
Yes.
But right now we're gonna move it to if we could just show the pictures for from the Women's History Museum.
Great.
For Jan
the
and talk a
National
little bit
Museum
about
of
that. And Rue's in the house.
Yeah.
Rue's on the scene.
So this is the National
Hey,
Museum of
Come
Women's
on in.
History.
Yeah, this is the
National
Jan
Women's History Museum.
and those extra clips.
Which,
on the
you know,
extra
started
clips.
15 years ago. It started because we wanted to bring the statue of women up into the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah,
and at that
pictures,
time
right?
they said, oh, no, we can't have any women up in the Capitol. I'm serious, 15 years ago. Anyway, we got it up. Then they wanted it to be taken down.
Oh,
now
Jan,
we
who is
have.
this?
Now here we are at
Wow.
this is the gala for the National
Okay,
Women's History Museum.
okay.
And as you can see, we've got a beautiful picture of Aisha Ash, who's a
Wow.
former professional ballerina, founder of the
Yes.
Swan's Dream Project. This was one of the first black Americans that was part of the New York City Ballet.
Yes,
she was
she's awesome,
absolutely
too.
gorgeous. You'll see other pictures, I hope. One is going to be of Christine Valeska, who is a master musician.
She goes.
There she
Wow.
goes.
And she
wasn't
awesome.
she? You know
Wow.
the cello is like a human voice.
Yes.
When you hear it, she gave us a private, personal, exclusive performance that
Yes,
night.
she
She is the
did.
world-renowned cellist and master musician. Extraordinary. And the other woman that was honored that night was Ann Veneman, who was the first and only Secretary of Agriculture.
Wow.
And there's
I
on
must
the
be on the
scene.
scene with her.
That's a beautiful shot of you,
Wow, look
Patricia,
at
with
that.
Ann Veneman.
Her flowers
Yeah.
and everything, and her award.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous, and she's truly
Actually,
beautiful.
that is Christina. That is not. Yeah, that's not Ann Veneman. That's our cellist right there.
That's the cellist, up
Christine.
close and
Yeah.
personal. She's
But
gorgeous. Do we
anyway,
have? There's
so-
another group of pictures that was on that second clip. I don't know if we're able to show
Okay.
that at all.
Very good. So
there she
she
goes
goes.
on the cello.
Wasn't that music absolutely
Yes.
ethereal? It took you into another planet. This was a
was
very
like her
different. This was a
talking.
different gala because it really focused in on the arts and literature and
museum, right?
for women, which is going to. But it will be the first museum in a nation's capital on women's history. We have a National Museum of Women in the Arts on New York Avenue, but this will be the first of any capital anywhere in the world on women's history, which is enormous. There's more than Abigail Adams. You know, there's more than Betsy Ross. There's more, there's a lot more. There's Asian American, so there's a lot to cover. So it was quite an evening. It was a packed house. It was very successful. And we now have legislation. It took 15 years to get legislation to say that we actually, by Congress, to say we can now actually build a women's museum. We couldn't even get, the same thing happened with the African American Culture and History Museum. It took them forever. It seems like it's a long time to push through museums in Washington. It's a lot. I mean, but now we're going to see it happening.
So can we just put, can we go over to the
there
other?
we are. And that woman,
who is that?
There is I, and in the middle is Christina, the cellist, and on the other side is Vanessa from Comcast, who covered the entire thing. And so it's picked up by Comcast all over. And there is Eleanor Holmes Norton, our friend, with Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney.
She's awesome.
Who needs to be acknowledged because it was Carolyn who pushed through this along with other of her sisters on the Congress.
Edie Frazier event, right?
No, that particular one was still of the museum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because and the reason you felt that is because Carolyn is everywhere. Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney is everywhere.
She was everywhere.
She's on the scene.
Oh, that's right.
She was the next day there. She was with you.
She was on the scene. I couldn't keep up. Now they can't keep up with me. I couldn't keep up with her.
But she came to what's called the Million Women Mentors, which is
that's
another
the one with
extraordinary.
Edie Frazier, right?
That's Edie Frazier, who is an extraordinary woman. Really, I've known her for 25 years. She's all over town, but her whole that's back at the Women's History Museum again, which is there's our
that's
Patricia.
Michael, he's with Girls Inc. And he's on the board.
yes.
And they really gave a shout out to Girls Inc. Oh my goodness, Girls Inc. DC, of course, with Denise Lombardi.
And isn't your daughter involved with Girls?
Leah,
come on,
yes.
There's a little family history here.
Well, Leah, she's a Girls Inc. girl, DC. And
it's a great organization.
I remember one time, I think you invited me to see her fashion show.
She did a Power of the Purse.
On a fashion show.
You came to that, that was fabulous.
Can we show those pictures real briefly? It says Jan Duplain. It says Edie Frazier. That one, that group of pictures.
It's the Million Mentor. Edie is a force of nature. She is. If you haven't heard about her now, she's all around town. She has put together this million She never goes small. Never. It's always huge. No. And it's. Speaking of mentoring, we need Asian American to mentor us. We need African Americans. We need, Hispanic world. All of it for mentoring, and it's the Million Women Mentors.
Yes,
and
under Edie Frazier.
Under Edie Frazier, she held a very big luncheon the other day at the Russell Senate Office building, where she had almost. There she is. There's our woman. There's our beauty.
I had to get a picture in that room. That was awesome. Wow.
And that's a gorgeous picture.
Oh wow!
Senator
I just love Cory Booker
from New Jersey. One of the. You will hear more and more about him. He is.
He's up. They
love him. He is going to go to the top.
And I was actually in his office the other day for another event, for a private event. It was awesome. He wasn't there, but he did say that he wasn't going to be there.
He recently spoke. They had an evening with Chelsea Clinton, and he introduced her. And anyway, he has the history of the civil rights.
Was that you? You look beautiful.
Thank you, my dear. More conservative there than my
the yellow and the pink.
And the senator from Arkansas, who came in. She had almost 20 senators coming to speak about STEM careers for young girls. That's what she's talking about, mentoring. Which has
there she is.
There's Edie on the left. Take a good look, because if you blink, she's off to the next project. But she's there with Senator
Cory Booker
and Mike
right?
from Sesco.
And
there she is. There's our Edie.
And that's my photo. I claimed that one because she looks beautiful.
She really does. She's amazing.
Rotunda,
Edie, but she's helping women. And there's our beautiful Senator Carolyn Maloney, who is the woman who she architect not only Edie's project on helping women around
the Women Million,
Million Women Mentors, but also the National Women's History Museum. So
we
give a lot of acknowledgement to Senator Carolyn Maloney from New York.
Wow.
She is a really pioneer for women, supports women in every way. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Josh, for coming on.
Having me.
Absolutely. So we're going to just kind of go to some pictures for the birthday party for, either Leah. Today's Leah's birthday. We're going to give a shout out to Leah. She is 14 years old. Oh, wow. And she was really enjoying her birthday with all her 50 million kids at the Gaylord Hotel having a big bash. And so, And then it's my son's birthday. His name is Jared. He was little once upon a time. Now he's like 28 and 6'5". I mean, shout out to him too.
Gorgeous.
And my grandson, and we'll just go along. And then I just one Newman. Mr. Newman, he was the jazz. He is still the jazz, the best of the best. And he had a 60th birthday party. So hopefully we'll show some of those pictures briefly. And then I'll just talk a little bit about that. And then, that's
there
Robert. He was on the scene. Yes.
Oh,
Robert.
wow.
That's
Look at that
my friend
birthday.
Tom, his birthday. Yes. Oh, and that's Leah. She's on the scene in school. And that's Tom. We give a shout out. We just love him. He is so awesome. He had a fabulous birthday. Happy birthday, Tom. And all my various artists. And that's his daughter. And that's Karen. Go, Karen. She was singing and having a fabulous time. Everybody knows my friend over there. Willie Jolly and his beautiful wife. That's Robert.
What do you think about your show in the context of what else is going on? And how do you feel like you're different from Fresh Off the Boat?
Well, if it wasn't for Fresh Off the Boat, we wouldn't be on the air. I mean, I really do believe in my heart of hearts that we are existing on ABC because of the success of Fresh Off the Boat. And I'm a huge fan of that show. I saw their second season premiere, and I think that their season's even going to be better than last season. I mean, I was admiring that season premiere, how well written, how well fleshed out. I was like, I literally, I have goosebumps thinking about it because I was like, wow, they're like raising that bar and they're doing it so well. And I find myself just as a student of the game learning from them because they're paving the way right now for us. And Melvin Marr, one of the exec producers, is a good friend of mine, along with Randall. And now I've gotten to be friends with Constance and met Hudson and I know his dad as well. So there's a lot of crossover in terms of friendships and relationships that all the cast members of the family have with that show. And I really think they are. I tell you, they're doing everything right. I just think that I really love their season premiere so much. I can't wait to see more of it.
So thanks to Ken Jeong, Dr. Ken Park on the show Dr. Ken on ABC, 8:30 Friday nights, 7:30 Central. Check it out every week.
Oh, welcome back. That was On the Scene. So we're just going to introduce our other guests that we have on the show today. So I'm going to let Chintana say a guest on the right, and I'm going to have Ruth say the guest on the left. So how about that? Just very briefly, just to say the names, and we'll come back to them.
We are honored to have Miss Supermodel Sara Bell in the house today.
Thank you. From where?
Sara is actually original from France. Now she's live here in Washington, D.C. area.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
And then I also have Joy. We were on the scene with Patricia McDougall. So we have Joy.
Yeah. Hello,
Riley,
Joy.
Yes, Joy T.J. Riley.
Joy T. Riley, who is an author. And also she works with very strategic magazines that she's going to introduce. But she has a book. And I want you to tell them all about it. A little bit about you, and then we're on the scene with Patricia McDougall.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us all about you, Joy.
Yes. So
talk into that mic.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, my name is Joy T.J. Riley, and I originally started writing as a way to cope with the emotions that I was feeling due to child sexual abuse. So I actually wrote a couple of books later on after my near-death experience. The first book is Get Your Joy in the Morning, based from Psalm 30, verse 5. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. So
this is the book right here.
Yes, that's the book. It tells of my near-death experience and how God really brought me back to my purpose and my first love of writing. So, and then from that, the devotionals, the Get Your Joy in the Morning devotionals developed. So they're turning 7 years old this month.
Wow, awesome. And I see here it says Don't Tell.
Yes, my second book.
Yes, my second book
is called Don't Tell. I named it that because all of survivors like myself, that's often what we hear once we have been victimized. So, but, I love it, being able to interview other survivors like myself, it gave me a sense of peace to know that there were others out there like me, and so just wanted to help other people and get some awareness out.
It makes such a difference. People need to know that someone have experienced what they experienced.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
tell them you was on the scene recently. I know your guest was here last week. Can you mention that a little bit?
Absolutely, yes. Last Saturday.
We don't have the pictures with us today, but that's okay. We showed them last week.
Yes, I did see that. Yes, I did.
Yes.
I saw that. Last
Thank
Saturday,
you.
I was at the Be Extraordinary conference in Baltimore. So it's a focus on young women, young ladies coming up. And I was actually working with a film director, a good friend of mine who I interviewed for the magazine, by the way, and his name is Terrence Tykeem.
Yes, he was in the house last week.
He was in the house last week.
was.
So yes, and so I was helping him out because we fight for the same cause.
Okay,
Wonderful.
okay, awesome.
That's a powerful cause. I mean, that I was talking to him last week also. It is the movement. Because a lot of younger generation, I mean, sometimes they're not as conscious about what really is going on.
Absolutely.
So with your guy bringing this type of very powerful information out, so we can talk more about it. So it become
Absolutely.
normal to talk about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I also I'm an ambassador with Safe Shores, the DC Children's Advocacy Center. So I've been working with them for almost 3 years now. Volunteering in different ways, getting the word out. So we collaborate together.
And talk about Divine Voice. I want to make sure you let them know.
Under the weather.
Oh, yes.
She wears another hat.
Oh, how many
Which is a
hats? 2,
awesome
3?
hat. It's a-
Wow.
But it's a PR hat. And I
Oh
want you to-
my! Wow.
And she's also a voice of a very large
Okay.
publication. I want you to tell a little bit
Okay.
about Divine Voice.
Absolutely, yes. Divine Voice magazine. It's a Christian lifestyle magazine, and it's based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm heading up operations in the DMV. And we're actually a national publication. We are in Books A Million, Kroger, Publix, Harris Teeter, Food Lion, and we're going into Walmart officially.
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Yes.
Did you
So
see that? Yes,
I actually, it was Divine Voice magazine was how I actually had a chance to meet Terrence Tykeem through a mutual friend, and so I interviewed him for the magazine, and so we decided we wanted to keep in touch so that we could work on other projects together and really, continue to forge the fight on behalf of children. So, but yes, Divine Voice magazine. I'm a contributing writer, and I also am an author acquisitions executive.
Oh, right.
So I
Well,
work
we-
specifically
Wow.
with authors.
Gotta keep
So
your PR.
Thank you.
You're busy lady. I have to go superwoman. It's amazing that
Women power.
us women are wearing a lot of different hats, and surprisingly, we're doing quite well, aren't we?
Yes, absolutely. As one of my friends, I have another friend in the PR industry, and he says, "Well, you women, y'all can multitask. We can't do that."
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, we definitely can do that.
We think we can run the world and save the world.
Absolutely, absolutely. We give life to it. So
Yeah, so that's why this month is celebrating Women's Month. So we appreciate the work that you're doing.
thank you so much.
So let them know how they can reach you and how they can get in contact with you.
Sure, yes. My website is www.getyourjoyinthemorning.com.
Joy in the
Okay.
morning.
Get the joy.
Say it again.
www.getyourjoyinthemorning.com. And from there, you can reach me on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel, which is the Get Your Joy in the Morning channel. I also have a fan page on Facebook, Get Your Joy in the Morning. But you can also reach me, Joy T.J. Riley, on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, at Get Joy in the Morning.
Wow. All right.
And if you forget all that, she will be on the scene.
On the scene.
On
Patricia
the scene.
McDougall.
Hey,
You know she gonna get all her stuff out.
coming.
Absolutely.
So you will be able to see it all.
Thank you. Thank you. We're so excited that you're here. You sure will. So we're gonna thank you so much for sharing. We appreciate that truly. Hey, Rue's in the house. Go, girl. Okay, so we're going to turn it over to Chintana and her special guest here on the scene.
Well, I have to tell you, when I first met Sara, this is a while back, I was just impressed.
Yeah, I've met you before. Yes,
your
I
hair is so
have. I
beautiful.
know you. Yeah, I have
hair
lots
is
of
so
pictures.
Yeah, that was like when I saw
I fell on the
Patricia,
floor.
I
Talking
see
to
your
the mic a
face.
little. Yes,
I see your
yes.
face and everything, and I saw you somewhere.
Of
I
course,
saw-
on the
yeah.
scene, of course.
Yeah, and good to see you today.
Yes, and thank you for joining us.
Sarah is doing a lot of like a fashion show around DMV as well as New York, and she was just your first one was Rock the Runway in
Yes.
Africa.
Yeah, in West Africa. Yes.
Oh, West
More about
Africa?
that.
You was West Africa?
Yes, I was in West Africa. But okay, so I'm gonna just start how I get in modeling.
Yes, please.
I'm original from Chad, so after I met my husband, we moved. We went to Saudi Arabia, and then after we came here in 2013. So after 2013. I started with modeling in here in DC, but you can see in my voice, my English is like
That's
you know,
okay. It's beautiful.
Love your
This is an
accent.
international show,
your
so
accent.
you know,
But
yes.
for those that don't know, Chad, let them know where they're in.
Yeah, tell
Yeah,
them. You
Chad-
speak
Chad-
her
Chad
language.
is, it's just in Central Africa.
Central.
So it's near to Cameroon, Sudan,
Okay.
Niger, and Nigeria.
So what
we
is the
are in
first
middle.
language? Are you
We-
speaking
my
French?
first-
French
we-
sometimes.
yes, official,
Français.
Parlez-vous
language is
français?
Pas
yes.
français,
Oh,
mais
see,
Bien sûr,
mais
je
oui.
parle français.
That's all I
Je
know.
parle français aussi. Je parle français aussi.
Oh, c'est super ça. So, maintenant, on va commencer à parler le français alors.
Are you listening
Français,
in your
moi, je
country?
parle
Did you tell
français.
everybody from your country to listen in? Because we are all at 139 countries right now. Maybe more than I might be underestimating it. So I hope you had them,
Yeah,
chime
so-
in.
Yeah, so I really do love modeling. I know that I'm a mother of 3 children with
Beautiful,
husband and
yes.
everything like that. But modeling is like I really dream about modeling, and I always want to do modeling. And then we get in United States here, and I feel like, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna get started. So I start with photo shoot, and then I search for DC Fashion Week
Wow,
and everything like that.
awesome.
So I went for a casting, and they get me for the DC Fashion Week for the first time in DC. So I did the show, and then after I got the experience, I went to New York for the fashion show, and here and do the photo shoot, and also get the connect with the Power of Excellent Women magazine, Her Life magazine, and everything. And then we met through the Her Life magazine with her. And she's very awesome. She's a beautiful and very nice person. And we always, when we get together, we are very close together. And
So
I'm
let me ask that also. Beautiful, right?
Absolutely,
The
absolutely.
beauty of it,
Absolutely.
and
Beautiful.
also
I'm
the
looking at
heart
her
of an
hair.
angel. You know, her daytime job also is she's a healer. She's a true nurse.
She's a nurse?
Oh, thank you.
Oh my! Wow, that's foremost.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I do just what I'm gonna say right now is with modeling, I do now part time, but I have like full-time job as a medical assistant in a Washington Hospital Center right now. So I focus more in nurse to help people at the hospital. It's my passion too, but the modeling can be second.
But I'm glad you said the
Yes.
modeling because my sister runs Haiti Fashion Week, and she's always bringing models from all over the world. So I'm going to let her know about.
Oh, that's
about you.
excellent. Yeah.
she has a line of handbags, TML collections,
Okay.
and women all over the country, all over the world actually.
Yeah.
has been
Excellent.
featured with her bags. I don't know if you've seen some of her bags.
No, but we're gonna have
I
our
have
shows
seen
in the
You see them on the
shop.
website.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
TML collection. They're very nice.
We'll have to get some in here.
Get you
and,
modeling
you
some of
know.
her stuff and some of the.
Yes,
and next time I'll
yes.
get the
You would
pictures.
like that,
Of
right? Yeah, we'll have to
course.
have the
I love
pictures to
it.
show the bags.
I'll show you
Yeah.
some of the bags and she can model some of those.
Absolutely. We're going to have a modeling show in here. Open up the back and just, let it all go. Bring all the
That'd
beauty
be nice.
queens in the house. Wait,
Oh,
don't give me no ideas.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I am so happy that you're with us today. This is awesome.
Oh, thank you so
welcome.
much. And also, I just want to let you know that I'm going to Paris. But
Paris.
this is a surprise.
Paris.
But Paris. I'm going to Paris,
Paris.
on April for the fashion show with high fashion designer, Shalina Couture.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's a very top designer in Paris, and she invited me to go there to do the fashion
in
show.
France,
So
it's-
yeah,
it's-
in
it's-
Paris.
Wow, and
it's
that's the
fashion week out
fashion
there.
place
yeah,
of the
international.
hub.
So I'm so
Yes.
excited for that one too. So I I really appreciate guys to invite me here today, and I'm so happy to be here.
It's an honor for you to be here. We're really excited.
Beautiful African
Thank you so much.
Beautiful African sister. Absolutely.
I just have I'm just gonna show some pictures if we can. I don't know if we can, but I'd like to give a special shout out to all my Iranian friends because it's their New Year today, and I had the honor to celebrate Iranian New Year, and so and it's so interesting. I learned so much from that. I mean, the lighting of the candles and their 12 midnight or 12:32 or 12:22 when the earth shifts and it's descending and you know the whole 9 yards. You have to read up on it because I can only give you a little synopsis of what I heard. Yeah. But anyway, it was very interesting, and they had a little table, and each on the table it kind of talked about various, what it represented from the mirror to the candles to the lighting to the leaves. I mean, everything. It had a significance to it. Yeah. So I want to give a shout out and Happy New Year to all who is listening. Okay, if it's all possible, I just want to give another shout out to the Business Expo for the Hispanic Business Conference. I was on the scene with them, and they were at, I guess, the convention center, and it was called the Hispanic Business Conference. And Huda was in the house. That's all I'm going to say. And who is who? And I mean, I didn't know that. I just went to the reception, and when I got there, I ate before I got there. I don't know what I was thinking. When I got there was so much food, I couldn't eat. By the time I went around the room, I was done. And that's Huda. Her food was so tasty. Oh my goodness. She's actually going to come on the scene with us soon. She's going to bring some food and share it, and so we'll be all messy and stuff. And that's the president of the Hispanic conference there. And of course, look at me on the scene. You know, I have to. And that right there, I mean, like I couldn't stop eating. After this, I'm not eating anymore. And then they actually drew a picture of me, so I did sit still for a minute. Oh, that's pretty cool. And so that was the 7th annual Business Expo agenda. So we want to give a shout out to them. Oh, it was definitely really special. And then I want to just give a shout out to Obama for nominating the new Supreme Court Justice. And so, I mean, that's a challenging situation by itself. So we do hope that whoever he nominates, that he did nominate, and they get into position where he wants them to be. So we want to say congratulations to that arena as well. So I just want to move it. One thing special for Josh. Josh is my godson. He passed away from cystic fibrosis, and I was Fredericksburg yesterday. This was in December, but today is his birthday, so happy birthday to Josh. And we celebrated his birthday, and we showed some videos and photos, and there was his plate of food right there. We had a cake, and again, I ate too much again. And that was before I went to the Iranian New Year's Eve celebration, so I'm delirious, right? And then I had to run back and, do some other things with my daughter Leah, who was celebrating her birthday. So Leah is 14 today. She had all her friends just hanging out at the Gaylord. I mean, they was in the house. They had the best place. They're actually waiting for me because they want to go swimming out. So I'm going to bring them back over there. But anyway, we'll talk about it. And then one other thing I want to mention, there's Leah when she was little. I had to show that picture because she was so innocent then, right?
That is so
and that's her real grown up now with her little friends, Victory and everybody.
That was her crew, yeah.
That was her crew, yeah.
That was her crew.
And so the other day, I got the privilege of going to Flights. Flight is having, and Leah was jumping all around the place. Flight is actually where you jump up and down on the trampolines and you do flips, and they're actually having a flip off. So please, you can win $250 cash prize, and literally anybody could be in there. They had all ages, everything. So I mean, I signed my son up, Alexander, for it. So he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, because you can do that. Don't you want that $250?" Okay, and I did show a picture of Leah. It was the number 5794, and she was actually just jumping up and just having big fun. I don't know if you see that picture there. Why it's 5794. Leah was jumping up and looking all funny and everything. But I was jumping up too, but I'm not going to
There
show
it
my
is.
picture.
Oh,
On the scene at flight.
I see you on the scene having fun. We want to see you on the scene having fun.
So, you know.
Yeah, Patricia, put hers up there. We want to see her on the scene having fun.
No, that's all right. And I want to show one more picture. We're going to show the picture of Jared. Jared, happy birthday to him. That's my son. He's not at this age anymore, but we just want to show those pictures because he's young, and, you know, I got to tell my kids a happy birthday because this is the week of happy birthdays, right?
Yeah.
And so, so we're going to give a shout out to all of them, even though they don't want you to show their picture or even mention it is their birthday, right?
Yeah.
But, so
globally.
yes. So Jared, happy birthday
Global
to you as
shout-outs.
well. Yeah, right. So when I get home, I have to eat cake again. Yeah. So there's Jared when he was 1 or 9 months. And we was at the radio. I worked at Westwood One Radio, which is Unistar Radio Networks. And so, and there he goes again when he was exercising, you know, and that's him when he was little. You know how tall he is now, right? 6'5". Now that's funny. That's in St. Thomas. So shout out to Jared for his birthday. And that was 3. He was actually afraid of that clown. Funny as that.
Birthday.
Oh, all right. So I just wanted to show a little something, you know, and I had a busy week. That's all I could say. So you can tell I'm under the weather a little bit. Yeah. And so today's the cherry blossoms. And so who's going down there? Anybody going down today? Yeah.
Not today.
No.
Not today. It's a little bit too cool today.
But they're going to be out there, and they have a lot going down the mall. So
But you know, they only come out once a year, so
Yeah.
folks
Right.
from all over the world are there.
Yeah.
Just to catch a glimpse is a big deal.
Yes.
So they're going to be out.
Beautiful.
Rain or shine, they're going to be out
Absolutely.
there.
Now, I might go next week.
Yeah. So I don't know if we can show this little video. I don't know if it's not too late. It says Coco, and not to change the subject, but we were out in Fredericksburg, you know, having a little presentation for Josh. And Coco, went citrus fibrosis, it's really he passed in December, but. His little niece read a little poem. It's a little video, and she read a little poem, and it was so cute. She got there, and she was trying her best just to read that little poem, and then her little sister gets on, and she's like, she's really not saying much, but she had a lot to say, but she didn't really say anything, right? And it was the cutest thing. In the ending, she said, "God is good, and we're all special," and that was the most important piece. She heard everything. She was like, she got this, and then she was like talking to everybody, but she wasn't saying nothing. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to show that video real quick if we can, if we have any time. And it's called Coco.
Undo grief. Lift up your heart and share with me. God wanted me, now God set me free.
Wow. That is so cute.
How old are you?
6.
Yeah. Oh my, you gonna do a poem too? Oh my, you gonna read a poem? Go ahead, we're listening. There you go.
Uh-oh, flat out.
So cute.
God set me free.
Yeah. Now you know.
See, there's power in the name of God.
That is the cutest little
She
video.
said, God, she got free.
Wow.
You can't leave God out.
Wow. And so happy Easter to everybody who's celebrating. And truly, of course, now Easter is Palm Sunday, but you know, that was so cute. But that was for her little, isn't that precious? That was for her uncle who's looking down on us. He was taken away. Today's his birthday. He's 33. So that was, I mean, she literally got up there and said, I was so impressed. Oh my goodness. So I just want to give a shout out to her and to all the other people who have lost someone dear to them.
God is
You
good.
just mentioned about that. I have to share something this morning. A dear friend of mine, his father passed away today, right? And he was one of those amazing diplomat, U.S. diplomat, travel around the world and have inspired so many. So I met him one time.
Wow.
Just an amazing and charming gentleman.
Just impact you.
So
right
that
away.
alone itself just a nice reminder that we are blessed to be awakened again today.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just
wake up and do what we need to do on
Absolutely.
earth, follow a mission and a calling.
Every day we wake up, we got to be thankful.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know?
It's another day to have purpose.
Yeah.
And that means he's not through with us
Thankful and
yet.
let God put us right on the scene.
I know that's right.
So we are on the scene. I mean, you see I was on the scene, so I don't have any energy today. So if I sound crazy, I feel crazy, I'm going to get some rest tomorrow because I have another event tonight. I ain't going to say where it is because it's private, but it's going to be in the house. We have 5 more minutes. But I don't know if we have time, if we can just share a little video. If we can, if not, don't worry about it. It's Leah singing with her school, and it's in the Leah folder. I mean, I don't know if it's too late, but anyway, she's always singing. So I have to show that as an ending out. But please chime in on Listen Vision every Sunday with my co-host, my special host, and all my celebrities in the house. That's all I could say. We have some special guests, and Janet's not here. But look at Chintana. Now tell me, where was that?
Where
That
were you
is
on the
as
scene
the World Bank Global Leader on
I
Land
know,
and
see?
Poverty.
She was on the scene too.
That was amazing. They brought in international leader to really talk about the solution for poverty. I was very, very impressed with all the information that they share. 3-day conference.
Yeah,
Wow.
a good friend of mine, Melko, was at that event. He's
Yeah.
one of my
Wow.
partners in
Really?
New York. That was a big deal.
There were about 100-something leaders
Yeah.
from all over the world.
Wow.
I was just amazed. And we talk about empower
We
imagination,
do.
right?
We
Yes.
do.
It's a platform that we want to bring global leader, ambassador, and innovator together, philanthropists, to find a solution to fund them. Because in somebody's garage right now, around the world,
Someone's
there is
coming up
the
with the big
next
plan.
Google,
They
the
come
next
with the next
Apple,
big idea.
the next Facebook, the
They come
next
with the next
solution
big idea.
for clean water,
Yeah.
That's
for
it.
health, for cure cancer. So our platform is to really bring those genius out to the marketplace.
That's it.
So I was talking to some of the leaders that day, right? So we have the Russian, we have the director from the university, head of the department in business, Joan Force with us. They
Yes.
love to bring some of their genius and investors to join the platform. Australia,
Yes.
Thailand,
Wow.
as well as Cambodia, that we met with some of the. Oh my God! These are the people that changed the
She's
world.
in the house. She's
Yes.
These
See, that's
Chintana,
what I'm
she's
talking
she's on the scene for real.
And we're going
Yeah,
to invite you
and
up because
Rue.
Sylvia had just been asked to speak to the UN women.
Wow.
No,
Yes.
and May 7th, she'll be in New York
Okay.
performing
Okay.
all the UN women.
Wow. Well,
Isn't that amazing?
I'm gonna not to change it up, but I just want to give a shout out to all the
make sure
Howard
we all there.
University,
Yeah,
all the
Howard.
Howard University students who will be returning back from spring breaks. They all went to all different states, countries, to actually do community service and all of the fun
back,
stuff.
Howard.
We're actually gonna have them here at Listen Vision Radio. We're gonna have them plant that little garden outside. They didn't even know that, but I already talked to them about it. So when they get back, they're gonna be working that front lawn. So I just thought I'd give a shout out
And
for
we
that
planning some
one.
events for them too. We got some
And,
upcoming events for the Howard students we're working on, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna have Sylvia come in and do some fun stuff and some book signing and all of that.
Working on some stuff at Bus Boy. We
And
got a
Bus
lot
Boys
of-
and
we got a
Pose.
lot
We
of
have a
fun.
lot to say, but we have
A lot of
we'll
stuff
come back
coming.
next week with some some fun stuff and share with you. But please listen to every Sunday at 2:00. And if you miss it, it will be taped live here in the studio. How about that?
Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you
So we
can.
good?
I just want to mention that I've been so blessed to meet Sylvia Tremor Morrison. I actually interviewed her for Divine Voice magazine, and I am the executive producer for the documentary film on her.
Oh my, wow. And I just want to do another quick shout out to our friend that was in here last week. Thank you for sharing that. The gentleman, what's his name with the playing the little no, the guitar. The one that was 2 weeks ago. The guitar, my friend. How could we forget him? Anyway, his music, he did a little music in the back here in the studio at Listen Vision, and he is turning it out, but we're going to share with that later because, we're going to let him bring out that album. He got so much music and so much talent, I can't even tell you. But anyway, they're going to share that with you at another date. But we're glad that he was able to come on the show and turn it out with making music. So we thank him for doing that.
Excellent.
Yes. So
right.
Listen Vision Radio, Patricia McDougall on the scene, Celeb,
scene.
and Rue and Chintana and all our special guests.
On the scene.
Yes, on
So
the
we'll
scene.
see you all on the scene.
On
Absolutely.
the scene, yes.
On the
Next
scene.
week.